Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin Nogueira, and today I want to talk about something that's pretty personal to me. I have a scar on my lip. It happened when I was a little girl. I was young and adventurous and decided to climb the stairs on New Year's Day. Little did I know as an infant that New Year's Day everyone is hung over from New Year's Eve. So basically the adults weren't paying attention to me and I made my way up the stairs and fell down the stairs. Because my parents had just built a house in Texas, the corner of the staircase had a really sharp edge on the wood and that just caught my lip. When we showed up at the hospital in Houston, the doctors basically said we can't help her. She's way too young. That's definitely something that a plastic surgeon has to take care of. So then they had to drive 45 minutes to another doctor, and by then I'm an infant, I'm crying, I'm upset, there's blood everywhere, and your face bleeds the most. So it was a bloodbath. My dad told me that he took his t-shirt off once they got to the plastic surgeons, and he was able to wring it out of blood. Ugh, I just feel bad that any parent would have to witness that and then have the guilt of being hungover on top of it and not being that responsible, but it is what it is. I was their guinea pig child. So anyways, they did the stitches on me and I believe I have 6 on the inside of my mouth and then 7 on the outside of my mouth. So as a child growing up, it was fine. You couldn't notice, the stitches went away, whatever. But as I got older, the scar tissue grew with me. And because of how the surgeon pulled my lip together to reconnect it, so the surgeon basically stretched too much of lip from over here to attach it to the other side. I never realized this. I just assumed that the scar tissue was growing quicker than the other skin on my lips, which was causing it to look like it kind of hung a little bit, but that wasn't the case whatsoever. I found this out once I decided to see what my options were to try and fix my scar. The surgeon that I went and saw took a 3D image of my face, so you could see it from underneath, the sides, up top. It was crazy the angles that he was able to get. And what he did with that 3D image was he rotated my face so I was looking this way. And as soon as my face was back, I was able to see how the disconnect actually was. And it wasn't just a big bunch of skin growing rapidly on my face. I knew this surgeon kind of personally, kind of professionally. At my previous job, we had gone out drinking before. He was very well known in the community. He was a top plastic surgeon in the state that I was working in. So I figured, why wouldn't I go to him? He's top in Rhode Island. I need to see him. And he basically told me I had 2 options. I could either have a procedure, which was the most drastic option, and the procedure wouldn't be anything I'd have to go under for. He would basically just clip the scar skin away gradually until I was happy. And then the second option was lip injections. Everyone has lip injections now, and I figured, what's the harm of just trying to balance out the rest of my mouth with this one scar? Like, that should be able to balance it, you would think. If something looks bigger, why not make the other parts bigger? So I scheduled with him, I went back, and like any doctor, you wait forever. It doesn't matter if they're a plastic surgeon, a dentist, or you're going for your physical, they make you wait. It's ridiculous. We should be able to find them. So I finally went and saw him and he did the injections. I had my best friend from Australia come with me because she was home. She wanted to see how it was. And she basically told me that if I had witnessed how it's done, I probably wouldn't have gotten it done, but it didn't really hurt at all. It just was kind of like a pinching and pulling because they do have to massage the product. I had gotten Juvederm in my lips and he did 1 full syringe. I believe it cost me a little over $600. So basically, it was bad. My lips started bubbling up and it was clear bubbles. So it was like the product had just sat there and it wasn't massaged out. It did not place properly, where there was just clear bubbles all over my mouth. So I'm sitting there walking around looking like I have cold sores after I just paid $600 to fix my lips to match my scar. I was not happy. I immediately texted him and told him that I need these bumps massaged out. I don't know what, just like fix them. So I went back and saw him and they massaged out the bumps. That hurt. That definitely hurt because the product was just getting harder in my mouth. It was such a bad experience. My God. So after the bumps had been removed from my lips, I'm sitting there and I noticed that every time I would use a utensil to eat, the scar would pull back And it never happened before. It's not like I sleep at night and I suck on it and made it bigger. It just pulled now with everything I did. If I used a straw, it sucked in. If I had a utensil, it sucked in. I was like, crap. If I continue to do this, it's just gonna stretch it out and make it bigger. So I'm annoyed again. I wanted my lips to match my scar. And my scar is even bigger than my lips than it was before, so I'm pissed. I had to go in and get bumps removed. Now my scar is bigger. It's defeating the entire purpose of why I went in and got lip injections. So I texted him again and I told him I was very unhappy. He told me to come in and he'd remove them. So I paid over $600 for lip injections to have them removed not even 2 weeks later. Basically, if they put a steroid into your lips, it melts all the Juvederm. It's just some kind of chemical reaction. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. I don't really care, but it worked. So finally, after getting injections, getting the bumps removed, getting the injections removed, my lips are back to normal. I'm like, okay, am I even gonna go further with this? But I had just spent $600 so far. I'm like, at least just try the procedure and clip away a little bit at a time. And having a scar on your face is really nerve-wracking because sometimes it's the first thing people say to me. Other times they lie to me and they're like, oh, I never noticed that before. I'm like, bitch, I've known you for 3 years. You've noticed it. So I decided to do the procedure. And what happened was, I didn't know that they could do this, but he shot me up with something in my mouth that stopped all of the blood cells. I don't know if it broke them, it froze them, it did something, but I was not able to bleed while he was cutting me open. I was awake the whole time. I don't even know if he honestly numbed me, which was crazy too. And he just took off a little bit of the scar. My mind was blown. I got back into the car and I literally didn't have a scar anymore. My lips were completely connected. They were all the same shape. Well, the top lip was all the same shape. My mind was blown. I'm like, why didn't I just do the procedure to begin with? This was so much easier and it probably would have cost less money than the injections that just go away in a year or two. So I'm driving home, I'm taking all kinds of photos of myself, I'm showing my family, I'm so excited. And then a week later, my scar is back. It's like the best friend that never wants to leave you. It's still there. Through lip injections, through removal, through a procedure, it won't leave me. So it's been about 2 years and I look dumb with lip injections anyways. The guy obviously just didn't do them right. So maybe if someone else did, they'd be able to make it work. But I'm at the point where I experimented, I looked bad, it hurt, and procedure didn't work. So that's my story with lip injections. To each their own if you want to get them. I won't judge you, it just didn't work out for me. Obviously I got them before, so I think if it's something that you really want to do, if you have thin lips like Kylie Jenner and you want to blow those babies up, do it. Feel good about yourself. I just had a pretty bad experience with it and I wanted to open up with you guys about it. I appreciate you guys for watching and caring enough to find out why I have a scar on my lip and why my lip injection experience was so terrible. If you like this video, please like and subscribe down below and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
I ain't sorry.